If you're a fan of the Minnesota Twins or of fun-loving, hard-charging fire hydrants, then chances are pretty good that a Kirby Puckett rookie card is high on your lists of life essentials. But as it is for any player who debuted after the original Topps monopoly broke in 1981, the question comes down to which Kirby Puckett card do you prefer? The 1985 Topps version, number 536, is solid if unspectacular, while the 1985 Fleer Puckett, number 286, is perfect for those who prefer confused looks from their young prospects. The more mosaic among us might gravitate towards the black borders and condition sensitivity of the 1985 Donruss Puckett, number 438. Or maybe you want to go high dollar route while backing off the ironclad Puckett definition of rookie card. In that case, you're undoubtedly a fan of the 1984 Fleer Update Puckett, number U93, and showing a demure young Kirby with an outfield tarp balanced on his head. But if you're up for a real challenge, then your best bet may be to fire up the DeLorean, crank it back to the summer of 1985 in Minneapolis, and saunter over to the local convenience store. Because the rarest of Puckett's cards from that year may just be his 1985 7-Eleven Minnesota Twins fire prevention issue. Only Slurpees can prevent. Smokey Bear may be the most famous of all fire prevention gurus, but baseball clubs have teamed up with local fire departments on countless occasions over the years in an attempt to increase awareness. In 1985, for example, the Twins, 7-Eleven, and the Fire Marshals Association of Minnesota put together a 13-card set consisting of 12 players and one checklist card, aimed at helping children learn about fire safety. Each card front includes a full-color action shot of the player, surrounded by a thin red piping and a white border. The obverse is finished off by the Twins logo and a facsimile player autograph. The back of each card includes the player's vital stats as well as 1984 Major League numbers and career totals. The bottom of the reverse features a fire prevention tip in black lettering on an orange background. Inside a baseball at the top of the horizontal back is a card number, which just happens to be number 1 for Puckett. Did the Twins know that Kirby was about to step into superstardom, or was it just a quirk of randomness that he landed on the first card? Hard to say for sure, but it seems at least a bit unorthodox for the youngster to score a more prime slot than the likes of Frank Viola, Kent Hrbek, and Tom Brunowski, all of whom were already established as solid major leaguers in 1985. A rare Kirby Puckett rookie card? Given the general perception in the hobby that everything produced in the 1980s is more common than a disenchanted voter in 2016, it may seem impossible that any of Puckett's rookie cards are truly scarce. But there is strong evidence that the 7-Eleven Twins Puckett is available today in significantly fewer quantities than its Donruss, Fleer, and Topps counterparts. For starters, the 7-Eleven cards were initially available with a purchase at one of the convenience stores, but the team also handed out one card and a fire prevention poster to fans at a game in June. Finally, some 50,000 of the cards were distributed to fifth graders throughout Minnesota by firefighters during fire prevention visits. The Twins' biggest crowd in June of 1985 was just over 38,000 on the first. If we assume that number of cards were handed out by the team and that 7-Eleven matched the distribution of both the Twins and the firefighters, we're looking at around 180,000 cards, or about 14,000 of each player. That's not tiny, but it's in the same ballpark as production for the 1984 Fleer Update, which many experts peg at about 12,000 sets. If you check out the PSA population report, though, you'll find that while 3,700 or so of the Puckett's Fleer Update have been submitted for grading, less than 100 of the 7-Eleven rookies have been slabbed. Now, of course, a big reason for that discrepancy is that the Fleer Update has been on collectors' want lists since the day they went live in the fall of 1984. The 7-Eleven cards, by contrast, are the type of issue that can sit at the bottom of a shoebox for decades. But they're also the type of card that might be outright thrown away by mothers or by collectors themselves. There just aren't that many of the 1985 7-Eleven Puckets out there, in other words. But the good news is that you don't have to break the bank to snag one. While they're not plentiful in online auctions, you should be able to find nice raw copies of the 7-Eleven for less than $20 each, and graded mint specimens for less than $50 a pop. Considering that the Fleer Update Puckett sells for more than twice those values, the 7-Eleven issue is a rarity. A mid-1980s rookie card produced in reasonable numbers and available at a reasonable price. So go ahead and pick up this unheralded Kirby Puckett rookie card at your convenience store, but don't wait too long or their prices may come back to the future. Like our video? Then like our videos and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com